Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Best Beverage. I'm your host, James Wolverton. Do truly appreciate you tuning in. As I mentioned on the last episode, this one's going to be a little different, going to be a little more freeform. As of the day after this episode is going to be aired, I will be taking a general certificate of distilling from the Institute of Brewing and Distilling. So what does that mean? Well, that's the Institute of Brewing and Distilling is out of Great Britain, London to be exact. Old institution. I kind of did some research on it. It was fun to learn. Even before I started studying, I didn't know all this into detail. It actually traces its roots back to 1886. You can do that on the other side of the pond. 10 scientists who were into malting and brewing formed a science club, and it just kind of kept on growing since then. Now it is called the Institute of Brewing and Distilling. It is a trade organization out of London, and they have several different certificate programs for brewing, of course, and distilling. I'm taking the second level, which is more aimed at people that are actually in the industry distilling. There's another one that is more for hospitality side. There's also advanced and master distiller. Maybe one of these days that would certainly be a goal and an ideal to reach 5-10 years down the road. Right now I just want to tackle this general certificate, but it's not very general. There's a lot involved. You would think, okay, let's have a sip before I start waxing poetic. In honor of where it's coming from, London, we are actually having Scotch whiskey, 21-year-old Speyside to be exact. All right, quick shorthand about Scotch. Single malt is single distillery, single grain. Speyside is the region of Scotland comes from. There are 4 Highlands, the Isla, and the Islands. Lowland, hardly anything comes from Lowland. And then Speyside is part of the Highlands. They are known, they have hints of smoke, not much, but it's more malty and fruity. And I always do, I always have a rock with my pure malt. I find maybe the chemicals in nothing but pure malt, it helps open it up. My bourbon whiskey and rye whiskey, typically I don't have any kind of liquid in it unless it's really super high proof, but I just like the chemical compounds that work with the water. It does open up Scotch. I'm sure it's an all malt thing versus one of the things I learned, the difference between the different grains. So yeah, it does cover, let's get the easy part. It covers distillation. But not just distillation. There are several different types of distillation based on the product you're making. Covers all of it. Brandy, tequila, rum, whiskey, of course, vodka, gin, just anything that can be distilled that is alcohol based, it will. But not only that, fermentation, of course, but fermentation for brandy and cognac is going to be a different beast than what I'm used to with the American whiskey, bourbon to be exact, and rye. And then gin's going to be slightly different for your distillation. Your ingredient goes over ingredients, which are going to be totally different because I learned so much more about rum, molasses, really kind of fun to learn about how to break that down. I knew a little bit about tequila. Actually, some of this, thankfully, I've had some great base work. A through Total Wine with the certification I got through them. So it gave me a nice base to build on, and then just started digging deeper in those layers. Knew tequila even before that. Thankfully for Cicerone, because so much of brewing, especially what they focus on, that's the only another sip of Scotch whiskey, because I'm going to talk about that in a second. They're out of London, Great Britain. They're known for their Scotch. No. a lot of the focus on the whiskey side is Scotch, including pepper preparation. Little bit on what we do, but so much of this whiskey side, at least on that side of the pond, looks so much like beer. It's kind of helped to have the Cicerone to have a nice basis for it. But then you get to the preparation for how do you get molasses and how do you prepare it and which ones you add bacteria to. And there's even environmental safety, cleanliness, hygiene, quality control. I know Sigma stands for the standard deviation. It's a very in-depth test. I've been studying for months. Thankfully, there's tons of practice tests you can take online through the Institute to prepare yourself for it. I've done more than I can count on those over and over again. Feel cautiously optimistic about it, but still know it's going to be 60 questions. It's timed and it's on a lot of information. I feel good. I do feel good. But just wanted to share that with you as soon as I hear it. It's kind of funny. It says it takes weeks. I got weeks for the Cicerone because some of them were open-ended questions, and even one was that essay on, create a pairing with this meal. This is all multiple choice, so I'm kind of curious. And it's proctored, so you would think they would just press a button and tell you what's right or wrong. But I'm sure it does. I don't know the rules. Just want to get a passing grade. Several questions on the test I might not agree with, but I'm going to answer the way they want to because they're the ones grading the test, as I've learned so long ago. So here's the good luck. Day after this is being released, I'll be sitting in a proctored test. It takes an hour for 60 questions on all sorts of distilling, all sorts of fermentation, all sorts of grains. Kind of fun stuff. I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. After that, I doubt I'll know. You never know. Hopefully I'll be right and I can get the answer quicker and share that with you guys. After when we come back, probably going to have a few changes, format. I'll get more into that in a few weeks, but I appreciate everyone who's tuned in. I know for a fact I'm going to get some good wishes and some thumbs up, and I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you loyal viewers. Salute and cheers to you. Let you know good news when I hear it, and we'll see you in a few weeks and discuss some changes possibly coming up. Enjoy the fall season and drink smartly and responsibly. Take care. See you in a few.